I'm now going to demonstrate how to transform Jira macros in Confluence to SharePoint web parts when migrating from Confluence to SharePoint using WikiTraccs. Our demo setup is rather complex. What we will be doing is we will be migrating from Confluence on-premises to SharePoint Online. And important background information is that our on-premises Jira has already been migrated to Jira Cloud. And our requirement is that in SharePoint, after the migration from Confluence to SharePoint, all Jira web parts point to Jira Cloud, not Jira on-premises. So the project keys and issue keys are the same on-prem and in the cloud, so this will work. And we have 4 systems at play. We are right now looking at our Confluence on-prem system. We also have a Jira on-prem system. So our 4 issues in this case are listed here. We also have the Jira Cloud system. The migration has already been completed at this point, and we also have our issues here. And then, of course, we have SharePoint Online, and this is our target site for the migration. So our modern SharePoint pages will be created here. Now, our goal, I already stated that we want to migrate from Confluence to SharePoint. We will be migrating the current space. The Jira macros will be replaced by Jira web parts, and the Jira web parts should point to Jira Cloud instead of on-premises. And how are we going to do it? First, we have to tell WikiTraccs that it should create Jira web parts, because out of the box it won't do it. It will create Jira. It will convert Jira issue lists like the ones on this page here to static HTML. So that is a snapshot approach. Without further configuration, it will take a snapshot of the current view. You will see this on the SharePoint side, but it's not interactive at all. And we now want to change that. And this is our first task. Let's do that. And I'm switching to WikiTraccs right now. We have to do that in a text file. And the easiest way to find it currently is clicking the Open Log folder and then going one level up to the WikiTracks GUI folder, and there search for templates. And this templates folder, transformation folder, and those are macro transformation templates telling WikiTracks how to handle different macros. And we see this off Jira here. So this off prefix disables this template, and we just take off the off. And now it's on. And I'm also going to do this for the children display macro for good measure. Now we have to put one piece of information in here. Let's open this, have a look at that. So this file looks like this. It's a handlebars template. This is a templating language sometimes used with web development, and this tells WikiTracks essentially how the web part configuration should look. And there's a piece of configuration here. It's the Jira site configuration. So this tells the web part which Jira it is connected to. Now, how to get this information? The easiest way is to put an actual web part on a SharePoint page and look at its configuration. So let's switch back to the browser, go to SharePoint, and we'll create a new page. Blank page is okay. Let's call it Jira web part and add the Jira web part here. This, just to mention, that is a third-party product which is available from the Atlassian Marketplace and Microsoft App Source. And before you see this item here in the list of web parts to add. You have to install this third-party solution to your SharePoint tenant app catalog. So let's choose that. Okay, let's configure the web part. I'm already connected to one Jira site. Here on the right side in the configuration panel, you see one site is connected. And what I also need to do is I need to at least configure one query to see the complete configuration. So let's make that project equals, I think it's called AP. Let's try that. So AP is Adele's project. Yeah, that looks okay. Click apply. Then publish the page. And now we want to see the raw web part configuration. And there's a parameter, a query parameter provided by Microsoft that can be used to look into the configuration of web parts. And we add that here at the top. It's called main, let's move the cursor also, maintenance mode gleich true. And now instead of displaying web parts, it's showing their configuration. And for the Jira web part, we switch to data. And now what we see here resembles more or less what we saw in the handlebars template previously. And now here we have a Jira site ID, and we see the second parameter as type. Let's switch back to our configuration. So we have the ID, we have the type. So URL is not needed. I think this is only when connecting to on-prem Jira, but we have a cloud Jira here. So delete that, put the ID in here, and that's it. So this way, when WikiTracks creates web parts on SharePoint pages, the web parts will already be connected to the correct Jira site. Okay, so we might be good to go. Let's start the transformation, or let's open the space inventory list first to see that we are migrating the correct space. Let's see, what is it? It's web part templates, WPT. Okay. Web part templates, WPT, request transformation is selected. Perfect, this should work. Start the transformation. So WikiTracks starts working. Have to sign in. I'm Adele. And what WikiTracks does now is it gets all pages from the WPT space. So it's not only our demo page, so it's 6 pages, but who cares? Should be rather quick. And let's switch to SharePoint, to our SharePoint site, and have a look at the pages as they roll in. More template, customization at advanced tips. Here, transforming Confluence Jira macros to SharePoint web parts. Open this page. Now we have our text content, and when scrolling down, we see the web parts. And they also show the same content as the web parts on our Confluence on-prem page. because the query behind the macros is taken over as well. So let's quickly go back here, transforming Jira. So we have at first my issues, it's AP3 to 1, then we have unassigned tasks, that's AP4, and let's switch back here, AP3 to 1 and AP4. So this worked quite well. Just one note. So what Jira can, what Confluence can do very well is embed macros into other content, like into this table. So this is a Jira macro embedded into a table cell, and SharePoint cannot put web parts into a text web part. So WikiTracks solved this dilemma by doing the following. In the table, it puts a placeholder here and tells you that the Jira web part had to be moved out of the text web part. And then you get the web part below the text web part. And this in a nutshell was how to migrate your Jira macros to SharePoint Jira web parts.